What's up, everybody? How's it going? It's a lovely, lovely Friday with a lot of crazy noises in the background today, so be aware of that. They are currently doing some construction out front, repairing some road stuff. So if you hear any kind of loud noises in the background, that's what that is. No worries, but everything is good here. Gotta tell you guys something pretty good. Something pretty good has just happened right before the show. I bit my lip like never before, and it was bleeding. And I bet you it still is bleeding. I bit it the other night when I was eating dinner, and I bit it in the exact same spot, and wowza, that's smarts. And secondly, I got to tell you guys, I think I have to switch scenes here. You see that spot right back there? See that black spot right there where my finger is down here in the corner? That is the giant spider. It's way back there, out of focus, and it's that big giant spot right there. So if you see it crawling around and try to attack me during the show, please feel free to let me know in the chat if I'm being attacked by a giant spider, because boy howdy, I don't want to get bit in the eyes by the giant spider, but I have a feeling one of these days it may or may not happen. Anyhow, it's a lovely Friday out here with torrential downpour rain that has been happening. So we had the giant wildfires, and now we've been having between 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches of rain every day since Wednesday, and it is Friday now. The water is accumulating, my guys. So we've got that going on, but otherwise, most everything is going pretty well. No real big complaints. Let's do our quick advertising to get that out of the way, just in case anybody is super confused. This is a fan-funded affair around here. We have a Patreon page, which currently has... let me go over here and change the number. It went... For some reason, it went all the way up to 228, but then it went all the way back down to 223. So... I don't know. It's been a weird couple of days since Monday, but thanks to all of our patrons out there. And by the way, if you want to become a patron, you can. It's very simple. It's as little as $1 a month. It helps fund this show and the edited content, which I am continuing to make and will continue to be released when it's ready. We also have YouTube memberships on this channel, so let's get that out of the way. We might as well do it now right at the beginning, because why not? YouTube memberships went up. We got to almost 100. Then it went back down. And we went up for a little while, and then we went back down to 93. So that's good to go. Just check that out. All good in the hood. Thank you very much, you guys. Also, we have two other sponsors to get through real quick here. Aquarium Co-op is partially one of our sponsors. They do provide like plants and things like that from time to time. So content creation related and plants and stuff like that we typically talk about. Also, they provide fertilizer for the fish room and whatnot. So that is a minor advertising thing to talk about real quick. And then the other thing would be we are an Amazon affiliate, so any links and stuff like that provided during the show. We are an Amazon affiliate, so it does generate income for the show, which is zero out of your pocket if you were already going to be buying stuff on Amazon. Boom! We are all done with all that crap. We got that crap out of the way, and if I bring it up again, my apologies. It will be as quick and painless as possible. I forgot to plug in this thing down here. Okay, well, screw it. Anyhow, yeah, so if you guys hear those loud noises, don't worry about those loud noises. They're okay. We should be fine. But if the feed cuts out because the building collapses because of all the tractors out front, give me a heads up. Give me a heads up if I die during the show. It would be cool if someone would let me know. Hit me up on Patreon or the Discord or something. Let me know what's going on, dude. Anyhow, the giant spiders back there, so far we haven't been bit in the eyes. This week in the fish room news, I pretty much have been doing my basic maintenance along with going up to work and doing all that stuff, so it has been pretty bland out there. But I got to give a big shout out to Alyssa Bentley for bringing over an awesome batch of some guppies. We got some guppies in there again, and I'm not going to make a video about it until I know whether they're established or not. Seems like my water parameters are a little bit better. I've brought the hardness up quite a bit more for the guppies, so it's not that insanely soft water I'm normally rocking. And hopefully this time they won't deteriorate, but there will be a couple of weeks before I can really let you guys know what the heck is going on. So that so that's going to be good to go. But big shout out to Alyssa. Thank you for the awesome guppies. They're my favorites. They're my favorite guppies. They're those cobra endlers or tiger endlers, whatever the hell you want to call them. They're the yellow and black spotted endlers live bearers. They're pretty rad, and dude, no complaints on my end. They're kind of my favorite little live bearer. So I'm stoked on those. They don't have the big giant swooshy long fins. I like the short fin little guppy guys and gals. And so we got those in. That's rad. On the coronavirus pandemic tip, everyone's just continuing to self-quarantine as much as possible, but going to work, wearing a mask, washing our hands, doing our sanitizing, right? Everybody's doing that. Everybody's continuing that going. I wish I could say that had cleared up in the U.S., but it is still just an ongoing slog to try and basically just stem the spread of the damn virus, right? Let's try to do that. Let's try to just remind ourselves. Don't forget. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gone. It's not forgotten. It's still prevalent and a big pain in the butt. So either way, that's the pandemic news. Everybody's doing fine. Olivia is a little bit of hay fever over the last week, so that's been entertaining and funny. But things are going well. And Punchy Pam says Southern Wyoming. Just randomly, we're doing the forest fire thing just out of town. Sky is orange and smells like campfire. Oh yeah, Southern Wyoming is having a lot of issues with wildfires. Randall Bowman says, is the rain putting the fires out? Well, you know, I mean, if the fires were here in western Washington as bad as they have been in the last couple years, I would expect, sure. It sounds like eastern Washington has gotten a lot of rain from the reports of the people over there. Whether it's putting the fires out or not, I don't know. I don't have a great working knowledge of the fires right now. It's obviously a concern of mine, but I've been kind of working on other projects over the last couple of days and just trying to stay on top of, I guess, different news. I don't know. So let's see what let's go check out what the current forest fires. Washington. Let's check out Washington because that's where I'm at. Washington wildfires says SOS alert. Okay, that's not good. That's not normally good. Let's see what we got here. Close this thing. We have a fire just outside of Tacoma. What is that? Yeah, the Sumner grade fire. I'm not 100% sure what is going on with that. No news on that one. There's a huge creek fire that's going on over there. There's one big fire in the Olympic National Forest out on the peninsula. It looks like, down. So our one of our big fires in western Washington is the Big Hollow fire. That's way down south, though. That's down by Vancouver and Portland, just north of there. Don't know, no update on that. Oh, we've got an update. Let's see. What's the update say? 25,000 acres burned, 25% contained as of yesterday evening, last night. So we'll see. That one does not seem to be doing well. that is in spread fire. Let's see what's going on. We've got one out here. Oh, it looks like Cold Creek is 88% contained as of 2 nights ago. So I'd love to see if Cold Creek is contained. That was one we were out fairly near the Cold Creek fire. We were like right near there when we went out to do our social distant camping. And but it wasn't going when we were there. It was after, like a week after the Cold Creek is gone. So the Cold Creek fire is right next to Indian Creek. If you look it up on the map, it's just up above the Rimrock Lake, which is where we were at. And we were staying on Indian Creek, which is the creek right next to Cold Creek. So pretty wild to see that one. Let's see what the update on that is. 88. Yeah, oh, that's right. That's what I was talking about. 88% contained. And then there is a bunch of big fires in like Yakima and stuff, but there's no updates on those. So they look like they've been put out. So, but there's a really big fire out here. Let's see this one. 97%. Excuse me. I sneezed. Excuse me. But yeah, it looks like 100% contained on that one. Mount Baker. There's no way anything's contained on Mount Baker. Yeah, no way. 0% contained. I don't know if you guys have ever been up to Mount Baker, but it's pretty wild up there. That's wild country. Mount Baker National Forest is just pretty much wild country out there. There's no way they're putting that out, and it's all national forest. So most people don't realize that in the U.S., if the national forest is on fire, they don't do anything to put the fire out until it's like getting close to, breaking out where people's houses are and stuff like that. So, it looks all pretty reasonable as far as Washington goes. It looks like Oregon is still having a major struggle down here, though. 52% contained and 34% contained. So not looking great. We're not there yet. It's still September. Normally got a lot of problems through September. Terry's Tropical Tanks, just checking in. Haven't watched in a while. What's up, Terry? Good to see you. Pete Berlinski, Zombie Drummer, Janice Lundberg, Meridol Singh, Randall Bowman, Pugamus. I liked it when it was Pugamus Maximus. I like that better. Or maybe it's two different people. Who knows? Who was first to the chat today? Frank Dominguez and Mary Page Flynn and Scott's Aquatics. Check that out. Coming in 1, 2, 3. Dropping in to say hello. Going to run right now. Joel isn't starting until 4 p.m. Yeah, I start at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today. I think a lot of people know that I've been kind of changing up the times, going a little bit earlier. I don't like that end of the day thing. I feel like I'm kind of too worn out by the end of the day doing that. And then I could probably do a nighttime episode, but there just never seems like a good time to start. Like if I was going to do a nighttime episode, it would be like 8 or 9 o'clock my time, Pacific Standard Time. So that would mean it's like midnight on the East Coast. So let's type this in here. 8 p.m. PST. Let's just see if we can't get to convert. There's the conversion chart. So if it's like 8 p.m. Oh, no. So I have to put in. Oh, here's how this chart works. Okay. Let me see. Let's go like this. Let's go. Man, I have to like scroll over to do that. Let's go like this. 8 p.m. Stay there. Okay. Sweet. No, it won't stay there. It won't stay there. This thing is dumb. I don't like this thing. Let's go like this. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. PST. No, the World Time Buddy is a crappy app. We got to get a different one. That's the same app? Let's get this one. That's the same app. Man, the top 3 Google searches. Ooh, look at this one. Let's go like this. 8:30. So, if it was 8:30 Pacific time, it'd be 11:30 Eastern time, and it doesn't give me any of the other time zones. All right, nothing converts well. So let's say it was 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time here. It'd be 4 a.m. in London, which is not a good time to talk to anybody in Europe, right? And you'd be like, hey, it's 4 a.m., buds. What's up? And then you go 8 hours ahead from there. So it actually might be pretty cool for people in like New Zealand and Japan and stuff like that, Australia, because I think it would be like 1 p.m. tomorrow. I think so. I think that's what that is. I think that's what that would come in at. But yeah, so if I ever do a nighttime show here, I just don't even know when it would work. I don't think it would ever work. So I'm kind of enjoying this. Either 11 a.m. my time or 1 p.m. my time. I'm liking this kind of time slot. Feels good. And, it lands within the workday, so that also kind of makes sense and definitely works. Fishy Mindset says, I am now subscribed finally. Well, there you go. You want to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell because the live streams won't really show up to you later unless you're like a paid member. Like if you become a member on YouTube, you get access to our Discord and stuff, so you can always access the old live streams from there. Or if you the free way of doing it is that somebody mentioned to me a while ago, they were like, wow, it really sucks that you have to pay to get access to your old live streams. And I was like, well, you don't have to. If you're subscribed and you have your notification bell, you'll have a notification somewhere that you could always just come back and watch it later. And if you're like a YouTube, I don't know if YouTube lets you do it if you're not a premium member, but I know that if you have like YouTube premium account, you can just download whatever it is that you want to watch and watch it later. So, some people were like, man, you guys used to upload it to the podcast format. And the reality with that is that like Alvin was doing that on his just on his own, like he was uploading it to Podbean and stuff. And Alvin is one of our troops. When they say support the troops, Alvin's one of those guys that they're talking about, which I 100% support the troops. People get mad at me because I have criticisms for what our troops are told to go do, right? There is a clear distinction and difference between having support for the actual soldiers, the actual humans that are involved, and supporting the wasting of money that does not need to be wasted for the military-industrial complex. Anyhow, Alvin would get deployed or something like that, and then it's like, oh, no one was uploading it anymore. So I just told him, hey, don't worry about it anymore. We're just going to kind of shift gears. We're going to do it this way. And I think it works fairly well. I know that some people are kind of irked by it. They're a little cranky pants by it, but that's just how we're doing it now because it works better with how YouTube wants to play the algorithm game of whether or not it's going to share videos out, and it just seems to work. It seems to work a little smoother, And somebody said that, well, man, that's really going to cut back on how much money you make or whatever from ads on the live streams and whatnot. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys. You got to know something. There's something that you got to know. It's $12 a month less. So I was kind of like, yeah, this is a better way to do it. Yeah, Texas Andy says, glad y'all are getting rain now. Just had a few-month drought. Lucky it's always 100% humid in southeast Texas. This little hurricane just got enough water for a year. Temperature's 87. We got a cold front. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the weird thing, all of the weird things going on with the weather. Let's all just be straight up and honest. The weather's doing a bunch of crazy stuff, and That's 100%. Just a reality that we're all going to have to accept, I think, because I don't see any of the corporations being swayed to make a change. I mean, I saw that, like, what was it? What's his name? Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. I guess they either passed a law or they proposed a law or he used some kind of gubernatorial executive order to pass a legislation so that you're not allowed to sell gas and diesel-powered cars after the year 2035, I think. So I think it's, well, like, first of all, it's 15 years from now. Like, I don't, like, let's be all very honest here. A law that doesn't go into effect for 15 years it's not a law. Second of all, I mean, that doesn't, like, force anybody to do an electric car. You just can't sell the cars in California. So what does that do? I don't know. It doesn't really, like, it doesn't force anything to happen. I just think it's a matter of I think continually making the regulation year after year more and more strict for better efficiency from gas-powered cars will eventually put the car companies and stuff in a position of going, like, look, we have to make our cars better every year, and eventually they're going to have to get to a point where it's like, oh, it's worth it to make an electric car and put the money into doing that. I just honestly think that that's the best route to go. Whether I'm correct or not, I don't know, but you know, I think we're all just going to have to get used to this really bad weather getting worse and worse and worse, because that's probably how it's going to be for the next 50 years if we're around for those 50 years. But I've got something on the good news side to mention here. Terry's Tropical Tanks coming back, re-upping his membership and coming back to the member fold, taking us skyrocketing all the way up into 94 YouTube members, which puts us somewhere in the range of 1,600 YouTube members behind Kobe from Aquarium Coop. So I'm thinking if we get to 1,000, we're doing good. If we get to 500, we're only half of 1,000. I'm just screwing around, man. Well, I'm glad we have 94. That's dope, and hopefully we can continue to gain on our positivity there. Try and take my guns or my V8. We got problems. I don't know what I don't even know how to have, like, a sensible conversation with that. It's like, if gas becomes prohibitively expensive, your V8's pointless. I mean, let's be honest. If there is no food, guns are pointless. I mean, that's just the reality, right? Like, I don't want anybody to lose their vehicle that they really like. And I own plenty of guns myself. I don't want anybody to have their guns taken away. But we do have to live within the realm of sensibility and understanding that we live on a planet with a finite amount of resource on it. That is a reality. That is a reality that no one can really argue. What's the level of that finite amount? That could be argued, but eventually we're going to run out, and if we don't start utilizing the mechanisms that we have in place, like our governance, right, to be able to regulate corporations to, for instance, not put lead in the gas, right? How many hundreds of millions of people were poisoned by burning gasoline with lead in it, and they didn't care, and they didn't want to do anything about it until our government that is our representation, right, essentially made it so that they had to do something about it. So, Gavin Newsom, I'm not really a big fan. He just seems like a smarmy politician as far as I'm concerned. But, I don't know. Passing toothless legislation doesn't do anything. I don't think, personally. There. There's some extra garbage on my desk here. I'm trying to put it over there. So my garbage can's full, dude. I got to take out my garbage can, bro. I'm trying to recycle as much as I can, but my garbage can still got full after, like, I don't know, Months. I never really have to take that can out, but it's getting full. Gaia is getting from K Holiday. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the problem. Is that like we do live on a planet, you know? And the flat Earth people, I just don't care. I don't care what flat Earth people think. I really don't. I honestly don't. Feel free to like or dislike the live stream in regards to your flat Earth beliefs. Totally cool with me. I don't mind. It's all y'all just clicking buttons anyhow. Is the spider still sitting there? Whew. You changed your name to Mismatched Socks, and I don't know what to do with that. As far as I know, that's Jessica, I think, that said do the spider check. But yeah, that spider is gigantic. It's like this big. It's a big giant spider. It's a big one. It's just a big wolf spider, though, so I'm really not that worried about it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, either way, I mean, if people got flat Earth, like likes or dislikes or whatever, okay, let's say to appease those guys, the flat Earth ice wall, the only stuff inside the flat Earth ice wall is what we have. As far as resources go, there's only a certain amount. Oh, man, Heather Hansen says, so fish? Well, no one has asked a fish question or anything like that other than the zombie drummer over on Patreon. And I normally do my Patreon posts today. There was no Patreon posts up until 40 minutes ago. And this is our fish question of the day that we got from our patronizers. So out of the 224 people, the zombie drummer posted one question, and here it is. Right here. Boom. We've got it. Our fish question of the day. Is JB Weld fish safe once it cures? I don't know what we got. What do we got? Okay. Our answer here is, to the full extent of my knowledge, fully cured JB Well, as it being a two-part compound. Almost every single two-part compound I have ever looked into becomes inert once it's fully cured. And more often than not, if there was something to happen that could get mixed into the water column and affect or effect the fish, is only because it hasn't been properly mixed together. So if it's thoroughly mixed, applied, and cured, the general rule that most people could follow in regards to that would be, yes, it is safe for fish. My apologies. I have a camera for sale, and I got to admit, it is really frustrating dealing with people when you have something for sale. I don't know if you've ever been down this road, but I have a camera for sale, and I'm getting nonstop messages about it. And that was a guy saying he had asked me last night if is it still available, and I sent yes. And I sent them pictures because people kept requesting, can I see pictures of the camera, which is always weird to me. So I took a bunch of pictures of the camera. I sent it to him, and now he just responded, not sure. Thanks anyhow. Cool. So, yeah, that's kind of how that's going. I'm selling a camera, and it is a nightmare. It's a personal nightmare. But the JB Well, I could say, generally speaking, as a rule of thumb, most two-part compounds that mix together are safe for fish once it's cured. Most anything in the two-part compound that I have ever looked into, it has been fine and fish safe once fully cured. The question is, are you going to know when it's fully cured? Do you have the patience to know whether or not it is going to be fully cured? Mismatched Socks has a follow-up question. What are you doing with the JB Weld? Well, we're going to have to find out We're going to have to find out from the zombie drama what happens with the JB world. What's the plan? Heather wanted to talk fish. Here's her follow-up question. Says, so, how do all these fish keepers with gorgeous open aquascaped aquariums keep their shrimp from escaping? From escaping? Like climbing out of the tank? Man, you could put a lid on it when you're not taking pictures of it. That's one thing that I think a lot of people aren't necessarily cognizant of, as like if you follow people on Instagram, for instance, right? If you follow people on Instagram and you go like, wow, all I see is just these beautiful, beautiful aquascapes or beautiful fish tanks that are amazing. They're mind-blowing. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like, well, they literally set up a photo shoot more often than not, right? If I could open Instagram and not like get in trouble for like showing you guys Instagram, I'm not sure that I'm allowed to. I've never really looked into that, whether I can. Let me see. Let's just go Google image search. Hold on. So let me close this real quick before I accidentally Google search something that could get us in trouble. Let's go Aquascape Iwagumi. Let's look that up. Let's look up some Iwagumi aquascapes. So let's go like this. This looks pretty good. Okay. And let me get my window region here. Nope, it's no good. Let's delete that one. We'll remove that, and we'll go ahead and grab ourselves a source here. Screen capture, smart selection. Let's go right within here. Just like that. And let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay. So this is just my cursory initial Iwagumi aquascape image search. Now, so we see one thing that we see here with this scape. I don't know who made this. Let's see, uploaded by Just Aquascaping in not 2012. This was actually 8 years ago. Anyhow, let's go and take a look at this image here a little bit. Now, this one actually does have the pipe, so it probably still has the filter in it, but it's pretty clear it doesn't have a heater in it. You don't see any of the CO2 equipment. You don't even see whether or not this one has a lid or a top on it or anything like that. It's cropped down, so you can't even see what kind of stand it's sitting on. It could easily be just sitting on some crappy shelves that are awful. But this is a good example of, you know, when you take a look at the stuff that you're seeing online, you know, like this tank right here. Let's see if we can't open up this one. This one's by Roland Vargas, I believe. So hopefully I'm giving credit to people and no one gets super mad. Or Roland Varga, Koivax, something like that. I don't know. Not my image. But either way, as you can see here, this is a still frame image. We have a escaped and manicured tank. There's no equipment in here whatsoever. You don't see any kind of background. We have a backlit situation where there's a light source behind this rock piece. He's probably, it looks like from the ripple effect that's in the water here, he's probably blowing a fan from up above, right? And the fish are all swimming at like this exact moment. So chances are this is probably a series of 50, 25, 100 images. You pick the nicest image. You process it by changing the saturation, by changing the contrast, the sharpness, cropping it, cutting out anything that you don't want to be there, blowing out the highlight here in the back, blah, 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 right? So there's a lot of processing that goes in to setting stuff up. Here's a good example of like a tank that's just getting set up, right? But it still has no equipment in it or any of that kind of stuff. There's a Planet Cliff tank. I forget who did this one. I remember seeing this at some point in time. But here's another perfect example right here of like this tank. This was probably a whole bunch of images, and this looked to be the nicest image. It also has a fan blowing some ripple effect into the water. Chances are it's probably photoshopped a little bit, stuff like that. Now, the reason I bring all this up and go so in depth into kind of explaining some of that stuff to y'all is that when you're seeing like this moment in time, that doesn't mean that there isn't a lid on this aquarium. There's likely a canister filter that's attached to this with a heater and some CO2 equipment and probably a water sterilizer or whatever. There's just a whole bunch of equipment and crap that's going to be all over this tank. Right now, you're just seeing this moment in time. There are a lot of people that operate rimless tanks that do have like little lids that they pop on them to keep shrimp inside. You can add a screen. In fact, the aquarium builder that I work with, Jason, he makes these like insert screens that you can put on there so you can still have the air exchange from your tank. And, you know, instead of having a solid flat lid, you could put a screen on top of it, keep anything from going up and coming out of the tank and stuff like that. So, I mean, if there's a way, I would say that like the simplest and most effective way is some kind of mechanical engagement with keeping, you know, shrimp or fish or anything like that from escaping the tank, or snails for that matter. So if you're trying to keep anything from escaping your tank, mechanical is going to be the best. Some kind of lid, some kind of top. That's really just going to be the best advice that I can give you. And also bear in mind that a lot of these images taken, there's nothing telling you that these fish, these shrimp, whatever, live in this tank all the time. There's really nothing that says, oh, well, those shrimp are born and raised in that tank. You could easily have taken them from a tank, put them in there for a photo shoot, and then take them back out and put them back into a tank that might be a little bit more healthier for them to breed or anything like that. You know, that's stuff that we all have to take into consideration when you're, when you're taking in any kind of content off the internet. That's something that we all have to take into account. Like, it's literally that moment in time that is the pinnacle of representation, you know, whether it be YouTube or whether it be Instagram or whether it be Snapchat or TikTok or whatever. It doesn't really matter what it is. Like, everyone's always, generally speaking, trying to represent themselves in the best possible way. I do a live stream content like this right now, which goes off on these weird rambling tangents and all this like non-scripted stuff and everything like that. And I like to be able to do this content to engage with you guys and have a conversation back and forth. Not necessarily, you know, that's sort of the outlier. I mean, I know it seems like there's a million podcasts and broadcasts and blah, blah, blah like that all the time, but there are far more content creators that are just only ever making edited content. And like Instagram would be a perfect example. And, you know, an older parallel to that would be like a band doesn't just go up on stage and decide to write a song while 20,000 people wait for them to write a good song. You write the song ahead of time, you rehearse it till you know it forwards, backwards, inside, and out, and then you go play a show, right? Same kind of deal with most aquascapers, fish tank keepers, reef keepers, whatever. You know, you take the time to set it up so that it gives the best representation of what it is that you're doing, and you're not like just winging it on the fly or whatever. You know, I like to do this. I like to do the live streams like this because I don't mind doing it. You know, doing these kinds of shows, even if they are on the fly. I do generally think about what I'm going to talk about ahead of time. You know, for sure. But I don't mind doing this stuff because I feel like it gives a good representation of like who I actually am. I feel like I'm generally the same guy in person that you would hear on the live stream. I just swear a lot more. I just cuss a bunch more. You know, I'm just dropping F-bombs and stuff like that. That's pretty much the big difference, which I've heard that from people on numerous occasions, you know, that have met me at conventions and stuff like that, and they're like, man, I didn't realize like you'd be the same guy. And I think what's funny about that is that like a lot of the people that you meet, from bands to Instagram people to YouTube people, stuff like that, you meet them in person and actually kind of learn some of their character and realize like, wow, this is not the person that I like from their YouTube videos, kind of thing. So I think an even better representation of somebody who does produced content and is just like that would be like Zenzo. That dude is just like, as awesome as he is in his YouTube videos, he's that awesome in person. So that would be a guy that I could definitely recommend to anybody. His fish content kicks ass, and as a dude, he kicks ass. And Bentley's in the chat. Bentley's a perfect example of that too. But we got our shout out to our new member. Let's scroll through the chat here and find out what people were talking about while I was rambling and not reading as much of the content. I was reading it, kind of cursory reading though. Chandra Sakar says, what lenses do you use while taking videos and pictures of tanks? I use lots of different lenses. It would be difficult to go through them specifically, but like this lens right here would be like a workhorse lens. I use this all the time. See if I can't get the camera to stop focusing on my face and pick up this lens. So this is a 16 to 35 millimeter. This is only an f4 aperture lens. It's not the most expensive lens in the world. It's also not cheap. I think that one is about $1,000 these days. A lot of saving for that one, and I got that one years and years ago. So that's a fantastic lens. The 15 to 35 would be like the new version of that. And then I also use a lot of like 100 millimeter, like macro lenses and stuff like that. But I use a lot of different, like right now, this camera is on a 35 millimeter EF mount 2.0. I think this one's a 2.0. Yeah. Yes. I think that's a 2.0 that's on there. It's a f2.0. It's 1:2 on the macro. It's an old USM lens. I found it on the used market for, I think maybe like $250, something like that. You know, it's a USM. I think it's stabilized. Yeah, it's image stabilized. So, I mean, I use a lot of different lenses, but more often than not, I'm generally speaking, now this isn't 100% an accurate appraisal of what I'm up to, right? It's not 100% accurate, but I do have a tendency to spend money on good lenses. But with camera technology advancing these days, the biggest things that I've spent money on recently have been actual cameras themselves. So it's not necessarily what I'd recommend, but like as I mentioned, you know, I got this lens like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago now. It's still a kick-ass lens. It just has a different camera attached to it now. So, you know, you want to buy good lenses that are going to do what you're going to do. This is a really wide angle, like 16 millimeters. That's how you get that. Like when you see people vlogging and they're walking around holding a camera out in front of their face, 16, 15 millimeter, that kind of stuff, that's the real wide angle. The higher the number, the further you're going to be able to get an image. So if you had like a 10 millimeter lens, it would be like really wide open. And if you had a 1,000 millimeter lens, you'd be seeing way over across the street. Oh my God. You guys, we have something to announce. We are now 5 members. Thanks to Heather Hansen, we are 5 members away from 100. We are 5 members away from 100, and that is amazing. Thank you, Heather. I very much appreciate you becoming a member. I really do. I mean, it always sounds like you're just saying it. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh man, why you just saying it because you don't want to not have members? You know, like you said it that last time. Like, trust me, I really do appreciate it very much, and I think, you know, the people that are members that are like on the Discord and stuff know that I'm pretty active in trying to be engaged with the people that are a part of our group. Howdy, folks. Lurking and working and twerking. Oh, I'm probably not supposed to say twerking. We probably just got demonetized. Tiffany White, don't be twerking while you're working. Unless that's your job. I guess that could be somebody's job. You could just be a professional model or something. I don't know. I don't know everything, dude. Somebody could have that job. It's possible. It's a possibility, dude. Oma RA1 says, yo! Well, what's up? Sup? 5 more. One of us. Yeah, that's right. Texas Andy says, I don't know what lens you use, Joel, but I swear your plant series has the absolute best, clearest quality on the tube. You know, I mean, a lot of that comes down to like people on Patreon and people doing memberships, man. I cannot afford to continue to improve stuff. I just don't think we would have ever reached the quality that I'm at now. I have so many more plans and so much more improving to do. So I do not represent myself as any kind of finished product. So bear that in mind. Anybody out there is like, this is as good as it's going to get. Oh, crap. I agree with you. I have the exact same vibe of, oh, crap. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep doing better. But I never would have really reached this point if it wasn't for people helping out, supporting the channel and stuff. So that's kind of the reason, you know. I do have goals of, you know, someday having a team, someday having a team to work on videos and work on content for you guys and stuff. Just not feasible right now, but I do have goals of doing that. That is my plan long term. And we'll see, slowly but surely, like one member, one Patreon at a time, we'll get there. Who knows? I mean, there's literally a point of like, there's literally a point where, there's a point when it comes to quality of like video and editing and that kind of stuff. Like a lot of people have asked me like, what editing programs do you use? And the weird thing is like, even just buying the editing program itself costs like $500, and then you have to update it basically every year, which generally costs like $200. You know what I mean? So it's like, even when you're calculating out the cost of like not doing the editing itself, not the time, but like just the program is like a couple $100. You get to that, you kind of get stressed out. That's a reality, but it's all just part of doing it. And if we went back in time 30 years ago, there's no way an editing program would have cost $200. So I'm pretty appreciative of that. I'm appreciative of, being a guy, being a dude, being an hombre that is 40 years old in 2020, in the year 2020 is epic, because it's like we have access to things and there realistically is some way of getting there. You know what I mean? Oh my God, you guys. This is like basically never happened. It feels like this has never happened. This feels like it's never happened. We have 3 members coming in hot and fresh here on a Friday. 3 brand new members. Well, we had Terry renewing his membership. So we have 2 new members. All right, so that's not too crazy. We have 2 new members. That's definitely happened before. That has definitely happened before. So we can't be losing our minds too much. But Terry coming back, that is a big deal. And 2 new members. Megan Ness coming in with a membership at the standard level. I appreciate that. I did change up the memberships so they make more sense now. I got rid of the $50 tier and I put a $20 tier on there just in case anybody ever wanted to do that. It's more reasonable, but it's generally speaking, the $5 a month on YouTube is totally fine. It's all good. It's way generous from you guys. So either way, so that's all good. Flickabook says, is that $200 the program or the subscription? I have some CAD software that we have to renew every 2 years. So I actually own the software, which is good. And the company that I utilize is a company called Magix, which used to be owned by Sony. And is now owned by a German company. It's like a German company kind of took it over. And it's just a German company, and they are good enough to send out the actual software disk. So I can renew the program, and I can digitally download it, and it will, I can do all that. It will update from the old. It'll uninstall, install the new one, and then the actual disc will show up in like 2 weeks or something, looking like it's been through, the Battle of the Bulge, like shipping all the way from Germany to Seattle, Washington, or I live in Tacoma, but most people don't know what a Tacoma is. Even though I don't think Tacoma's older than Seattle, is it? It might have been established before Seattle. Tacoma or Seattle, which one came first? Is Tacoma older than Seattle? Let's see. Come on now. Tacoma had just 1,098 residents in 1880, while Seattle had 3,533. But Tacoma's star was on the rise, while Seattle's was showing signs of burning out. Tacoma had a population of 36,000 by 1890, a boom of 3,100%, and that doesn't answer. That doesn't answer anything. So, well, maybe it's right around the same time. I don't know. Okay. Huh. Yeah, not a clear answer. Not a clear answer from a time that should have written record. You know what I mean? It was like 140 years ago. I mean, come on now. You know what I mean? Like, these dudes all spoke English and stuff. They all wrote English. They wrote it down. They knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Oh, crap. Preston John said, don't forget about the costs for the graphics programs and the music licensing. Oh, my God. I got to tell you guys, the music licensing. So, like, hold on. Let me get a jam here. Let me get a jam. So I got to go to this drive. And then we go over here. Ooh, well, let's see. What do we got? What do we got right now? What do we got right now? I think, let's see. New City by Josh Leak. Let's see if that's any good. Oh, I need my tunes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right? So we got like a sick jam here. We got a thick jam by my boy Josh Leak, right? I have the license. I'm allowed to play that song on YouTube, which costs about $300 a year. It's like a old punch. It's like an old punch in the gut. Let's call it a gut punch. And so it's like you have to license all this music and stuff so that you can have music around. Oh, you guys couldn't hear the music. Oh, crap. That's my bad. There. I forgot to turn the sound on. It would help. It totally helps when I turn the sounds on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just jamming silently. Oh, the freshness. This is New City by Josh Leak. Oh. Coming in from the top of the charts is Josh Leak with New City. New City, better than the old city. Going up for your drive time. Bopper to bopper, it's chrome to chrome out there. The rain's coming down. The lights blinding your eyes. So watch out. Looks like we've got 48 minutes to go 13 blocks on the freeway. Oh my God. Whoa! Okay. Sorry. My bad. Anyhow, back to what we were talking about. Okay. Much love to everybody out there. Yeah, just one of those goofy things, you know what I'm saying? It's like just that stuff all just costs money. And it's all good, It's all good, dude. I personally get my licensing through Artlist, which is, it's basically an independent. It's its own independent. It's its own company that licenses music, and you're able to access it once you buy the license from them, and then each song that you get your documentation that you have a license for it. But yeah, that's like one of the songs. There's 30,000 songs on there now or something like that. So there's plenty. But dude, hold on, we gotta play the song. Should we play the song? Which song should I play? Hold on. Let's find a song here. Let's find a song that sounds like new members, because we got some good stuff going on. City Buds? What is this? I can't remember this song. It's pretty good. Who are our new members today? Terry, coming on back. Terry, coming on back was number 94. Oh my God. We're going to scroll down here and find our next one. Heather Hansen was number 95. Megan Ness was number 96. And introducing Matthew Hall at number 97. Oh, the freshness never ends here on this live show. It's always fresh. It's jam-packed with freshness thanks to Eco Aqua at number 98. Oh my God, we went Spanish there for a second. I'm not apologizing for speaking Spanish numbers. Number 98, Eco Aqua. Or Echo. No, that's Eco Aqua. That's not Echo. All right. Loving it very much. We want to get back into the triple digits, you guys. I don't know whatever happened to. We had triple digits. We lost it. Let's try to get back to it. Let's turn that music down, because boy howdy did it start to get really loud, and I hope I didn't blow out anybody's eardrums. You know what I'm talking about? Your eardrums. Let's hope that they're not blown out. Have you ever heard Miami Nights 1984? Oh, I don't know. I don't think I have. Sunwise was asking earlier, and I didn't mean to ignore you. Says, was a patron, but card linked is no longer active. Where should I put my money? Whichever is easiest for you. Like, honestly, if you want to be a Patreon, you can. If you want to be a YouTube member, you can. It is all gravy. It's all gravy, baby. I mainly have the two, just because it's easier for whoever, then it just makes it easier for whoever. Like, I know some people don't want to put their information on another website. Some people do, some people don't. You know, everybody has their own personal preference. It's all good. Appreciate the support either way, although we are at 98 members on YouTube, so that might have something to do with it. But, yeah, I mean, either way, it's all gravy. Either way. Smeel Kapoor, longtime member, coming back to say what's up. Good to see you, buddy. And where was that question I was about to answer? Oh, hey, Giant Beta Care recommendations. I hear they're more tummy sensitive. Yeah, you generally, with giant betas, you probably want to go a little more live food, a little more bloodworms, stuff like that, less flake. Less flake and pellet and stuff like that. Hold on. Spider check. Is that spider still back there? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that spider. It's right down there. Hold on, right here. You want to come up with finger? Finger. It's right there. I'm not saying it's freaking me out, but I'm not saying it's not freaking me out. It's being a creep. It's being a creep over there, and I don't know if I can trust it. But yeah, a little more live food, stuff like that. Also, take into consideration a little greenery would be helpful for Giant Beta. Definitely going to be important to make sure to keep a varied diet, also with some greenery. I always like the peas myself, because frozen peas are easy to keep. Frozen peas are super easy to have in play and all that, and keep it together. You know what I mean? It's not a problem. Guys, let's go back. This isn't upbeat enough. We gotta get rid of this song. Hold on. Remove. That's not upbeat. That wasn't upbeat. Let's find a rock jam. Because You know what I'm saying? Like we're almost at that. We're at that thing. We're at that point. Let's see. Let's try this one. That's not a rock jam. No, that's not good enough. That's not good enough for the likes of us around here. I mean, it's chill. I mean, I get it. It's chill. Ooh, we're going to try this one. It's like the ultimate chill. It's the next level of chill. I'll find a rock song in here somewhere. There's probably a rock song. Oh my god. That's the most relaxed song. Here we go. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, it's a flautist. It's got flutes. Just a bit chill, we got some flutes. Let's see, what do we got? Alright, we're gonna try this track. This might fit. Oh, this is chill too. Okay, it's got a guitar in it. We just have to live with it. We just have to live with the fact it's an acoustic guitar. It's not rocking hard. I'm going to have to download some hard rock. Once we got it's all chill. But we needed some music. Because we reached the 99th member with Sunwise. Sunwise coming back strong, bringing it in to the 99th member. The 99th member just bringing it in hot and fresh, which is how we like it. All right, there we go. We got it. We got some music tunes to rock our souls, and we feel good, about it. Miradul Singh says, if I were an adult, I'd join and be the 100th member. Hey, why not? You're not an adult. I get it. I would never tell you to do anything. Yeah, I would never. Yeah, if you're not an adult, don't become a member. It's too much. It's too much to handle if you're not an adult. Membership, that is. Megan Ness, thinking about getting a nano tank. What would you recommend for a carpeting plant? I would say, Ultracaria. Ultracaria has been my love affair recently with carpeting plants. Ultracaria, and we want hemianthus, right? Hemianthus. I want to make sure I'm spelling this right. Ultracaria, hemianthus. Did I spell it right? I don't think I did. What did I do wrong there? What did I spell wrong? Oh yeah, I challenge you, internet. What did I spell wrong? It was probably me. I mean, let's be legit here. What did I? Oh. It's not hemianthus, it's heterosepala. That's my bad. Sepala. There we go. I want to make sure I get this right. What the hell is going on here? What did I do wrong with my spelling here? All right, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to put it over here, and I'm going to paste it right over top of whatever it is that I spelled wrong. I don't know what letter I got wrong there, dude. Something was bad with my spelling. All right, okay. Come back to the stream now. Let's not lose it in a deep fit of rage. There we go. There's the correct spelling. Very cool plant. Difficult to find. Really cool carpeting plant. Very cool plant. Very, very, very cool plant. Very, very, very easy to grow. I got mine from Tom Barr, and I think Tom got his from Fiona if I am recalling correctly, and I might 100% be recalling incorrectly, but I think that's correct. Ultracaria garamnifolia is more common. This one is more common, and it's commonly called UG. When people are talking about UG, this is what they're talking about, this plant right here, and I will give you the spelling of that right into the chat so you'll be able to copy that. Take a look at the Wikipedias, and then you'll be like, off to the races. That's the one that I would recommend. It is a really cool plant. It's loosely very far related to essentially the Venus flytrap. It has, what's the name I'm looking for? All right, I can't think of the name for it. It's carnivorous plant, but what am I thinking? It's the microorganisms and stuff like that it's going to get. It's carnivorous plant, sort of like a Venus flytrap, right? And I can't remember the name. Is this article helping me at all? No, this article is not helpful. But it's a carnivorous plant, and there's like what am I looking for? Bladderwort. Bladderwort is sort of the family that it falls into. It is a carnivorous plant, very cool. I've got it growing in a 60-gallon cube. It's super awesome. The heterosepala is much, much more, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a more vibrant green, but it's not like really different, but it just has more of a vibrant nature to it. I'm liking it more than the garamnifolia, the heterosepala. I'm liking it more. And maybe because it's rare. There might be some vanity in play here that, this one's more rare, so I like it better. So I would take that into kind of consideration a little bit of going like, maybe I like it better because it's rare. But I don't think that's what it is. I just think I overall like the view of it a little bit better than I do with the UG. But it is carnivorous, as Texas Andy's asking. It is, and Miradul Singh said, bladderwort, you got it. Thank you very much. Read somewhere that Ultracaria are small carnivorous plants. Do you think they'd eat small aquatic life forms? No. I've not seen them ever eat little aquatic life forms. They're generally eating stuff, not on the microscopic, but we're just talking about like little planaria, or not planaria, Jeez, what's wrong with me today? My memory recall is awful. I should probably drink some coffee. Infusoria and things of that nature is generally what it's going to be eating. So it's not like little shrimp. It's not like little stuff like that. But it's generally eating the little tiny guys that you see going around. That coffee is so much hotter than I expected. Wow. Biting my lip and burning my mouth. Cool times. Welcome to the live show where I burn my mouth and bite my lip. And gosh, I hope it stopped bleeding because, man, it was bleeding like a whoa, whoa, whoa. You know what I mean? Christine Kaiser. Hi, a lot late. Well, hey. Better late than never, right? Ba-doomps. I need a button for that. I need a button for a rim shot. But we don't have that. Or a live band. Live band would be so much better if the pandemic ever gets over. Maybe we'll make a consideration of a live band, and maybe we could bring in who's talking about their band earlier? Somebody was talking about their band. And I didn't mention it. Oh, well, either way, Flickabook says, this pea thing, the American pea must be different than the UK peas. Never got a fish to eat one. Probably, I would say. Yeah, there's a high likelihood. Most of our food is robust and very different than any food that's allowed in the EU. But then again, the UK is not really in the EU anymore, so maybe you'll become more like America, and there'll be more salt and fat and sugar in your food sooner than you think. Maybe. I don't know. Such as baby Daphnia worms that you would want. Yeah, I mean, they'll probably eat like Daphne worms and stuff like that, but generally speaking, not really a problem. Not really a problem with eating any kind of the critters that you're trying to keep in your tank, like shrimp or anything like that, you know. But a very cool plant, nonetheless. Love it. And it's pretty rad. It's pretty rad, realistically. Flickabook, does anyone think it's worth trying to breed brine shrimp, like a 10-gallon setup just for a live food source? I would just get a brine shrimp hatchery if that's what I was going to do. Like, setting up a whole tank for it is unnecessary. Brine shrimp hatchery. Like, there's a lot of videos on them right now because Aquarium Co-op brought in a new one. There's a new one that Aquarium Co-op brought in. I don't know if it's going to be available in the UK from somebody else. Well, let me find one here. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. So here's the kind of quick basic rundown. Where did it go? We recommend that upon receiving your eggs, divide them into an amount that will be consumed within 3 to 4 weeks, and store this amount in a tightly sealed container in the refrigerator. The remainder should be stored also tightly in a sealed container in the freezer. So hatching brine shrimp is super easy. Getting a brine shrimp hatchery is pretty cheap. So like, here's a brine shrimp hatch dish starter kit. Includes hatchery dish, spirulina powder, $33. Yeah, so I mean, I would just get a hatchery, hook up an airline to it. The large hatchery cone with stand is like $50. You don't have to rebuy that equipment though. You can make your own out of some cones. If you find a cone or a 2-liter bottle or whatever, you could do whatever the hell you want to make your own. But I realistically would just be hatching them, let them grow a little bit, then feed them. That's going to be your best bet. You know, just hatch them, grow them, and feed them. Growing them from baby to adult? No, it wouldn't be a good use of time or energy or anything like that. It's not a good use of time. No. The reality is, like, if that were the case, if it was the case to be doing that, you would see that from companies, because companies would do the critical analysis to find out if that was actually worth it or not. And I know 0 companies that do that. 0 companies. Any of the wholesalers I've ever been to, the fish breeders I've been to, like, nobody does that. So kind of one of those things that I never really considered doing myself, but I've generally asked questions on the efficiency, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, you just run a hatchery. You just make the hatchery bigger the more your needs are. And, you know, like when we were in Germany, the hatcheries that they had were, no joke, like hundreds of gallons big. They were like, I don't know, they could have easily been 200-gallon up on the wall, these huge hatcheries, and they had like 8 of them lined up. Pretty wild. Joel, from Joel G, all the way from New Zealand. What's up, my guy? Says, Joel, would you have an opinion on the RTX 5700 XT versus the GTX 260 Super? Kind of an obscure question, but you're someone who might know the intimate knowledge of these video cards. Bentley Pascal says the GTX 260. I would actually personally choose the RTX 5700, the XT. Personally, Bentley says the GTX, but I think realistically you're going to get like very similar performance. I just think that the GTX 2060, let's see how much the price is on that right now. Let's see what like an average price is about between $300 to $350 for sure. The 260 is 192 6 gigs of GDDR6 versus the let's go verse what is it? The RTX 5700 XT. Oops. Yeah, here's the user benchmarks between the two. Yeah. Oh man, the RX 5700 has gone way up in price. That one's looking to be about 400. Yeah, in a bunch of stuff, the 5700 XT performs better. Definitely performs better than the RTX 2060, except for there's a slight difference in CS:GO. CS:GO, the 2060 does a little bit better. Multi-rendering, it does a little bit better. But the 5700 is a lot better. I think it really just boils down to price and then what programs you're going to use is really what it boils down to. You know, for me, for video editing and stuff, I would go with the 5700 because AMD works better with my video editing programs that I use. So that would be the deal. So here's the thing. There's a horsepower difference, yes, but the GTX tends to have far more stable performance across way more games and tasks. Haven't looked into flight sim reports, but I choose graphics almost 100% on stability over power. I think like the stability stuff was quite a while ago. I'm pretty sure that they've updated, but I haven't been really deep into whether or not AMD has updated drivers and stuff like that. But you know, that's kind of the that's kind of the reality of everything. But AMD works better with my video editing software, so I would generally choose that. But what do I have in here? I can't remember. Hold on. I gotta figure out what's in my machine right now. I can't remember what it is. Ugh. I hit my head. I have a Radeon in there right now. So, unsure. I think I have a Radeon 7 or something like that in there right now. I think. Radeon 7. I think I have a Radeon 7. Yes, that's what's in there. Right now. In my computer. Oh wow, the whole building is shaking. Yeah, I have the Radeon 7 with 16 gig, and it's a reasonable video card. It actually does pretty good on some rendering tasks and some stuff. I'm not sad about it. It does pretty well. Anyhow, sorry. Getting totally sidetracked. Figuring out what's in my computer. Not a very exciting show. Click that button. Okay. Yeah. So, I don't know. Where's that spider? I think the spider is freaked out from all of the, I think the spider right back there. Oh, I'm on the wrong scene. I can hear myself talking. There we go. This spider right back here. I think he's freaked out. I think he's freaked out from all of the tractors and stuff driving around out front. Getting some road repairs out there. Yeah, I mean, you can hear like the steamroller going by. Megan Ness with a $5 super chat says, what carpeting plants would you recommend for a nano tank? I swear I answered that with the Ultracarya, Gramnifolia, and Heterosepala. Those would be my two. I think realistically, if you're somebody that's brand new, like dwarf hairgrass, which I don't even know like what the hell the Latin name is for dwarf hairgrass. Does it even have one? Oh yeah. Eleocar. Eliocarus acicularis. This one I don't ever say because everyone says dwarf hairgrass from where I'm from, and I sound like a dummy. But dwarf hairgrass is a good one. That's probably going to be generally the easiest out of all of them to locate / grow. I mean, realistically. Let me think here. Microsword is actually a pretty good one, but I'm trying to find what the hell is the Latin name on that one? I don't know. Why don't I know any of these like Latin names off the top of my head right now? Normally I do. Normally I have like, oh, there it is. It's in my brain. Let's go Mike Row Chain Schwerd. And let's grab the Latin name on that one. Oh. Copra grass. That's not really a Latin name, is it? Yeah, I can't remember what the Latin name for micro chainsword or microsword is either. There he is, Liliopsis brasiliensis. I should have known that one for sure, but I don't think I've gotten a lot of sleep lately. Either way, Liliopsis brasiliensis. I should know that one, and I'll do my best to remember it. But who knows? Feels like I've been taking a lot of blows to the head lately, but I haven't gotten hit in the head in a long time. So I got that going for me. But the Liliopsis brasiliensis, that's a pretty easy one too, although long-term care can become quite difficult with the micro chainsword for sure. These are a couple of those kind of old school plants that I just really don't know the Latin names for them because growing up, everyone always just called them dwarf hairgrass or micro chainsword, and my stupid brain can't remember them. But Helianthum tenellum is an awesome one too. That would be a good one. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. So those are probably some options, pretty easy to find, easy to take care of. They don't really need CO2. They don't need crazy lighting or anything like that. But in a nano tank, it actually is pretty easy to provide high light, high CO2, all of those things if you want to, without like kind of losing your mind and breaking the bank and freaking out. You know what I mean? Because trust me, I'm not the kind of guy who likes to spend $200, $300 on LED lights or something like that. But I do know that it is a manufactured byproduct of my hobby. So I just have to take that kind of stuff into account on how crazy I'm going to go with the projects that I'm going to try to build. And so, you know, I'm just like you guys in that fact. Like, I don't like spending $200 for a light, but, you know, the reality is, like, man, I'm just going to have to save up and do it. But in a nano tank, you can actually do some really affordable things and achieve that high level of light or high level of CO2 because you just have such a smaller space that you're working in. And it definitely is more or less an accommodation that just about anybody could come up with without going too crazy. We have something going on here, guys. We have something going on. So we're going to have to grab a song out of here. I don't know if this song is going to suit us. It may. But D. Tracy has brought us. Brought to our attention, and brought to us the moment where we could say on Friday, 25th of September, in the year 2020, we had to delete all of our YouTube numbers, our YouTube member numbers, because we had to go all the way out here third row. And look at that, it doesn't even fit anymore. We have to even move the graphic with our power. Moves it around like this, and it wiggles and it wiggles. And on top of that fact, we have to go all the way down here and we have to find something to be that would be our favorite thing of all time. The yellow arrow. We're all the way out here in the year 2020 when arrows. Oh! They're so big because we have 100 members now. Now we accomplish the full swinging arrow. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring ourselves back down to earth here. We can't be going all crazy with all these arrows and everything. Thank you very much. We're at 100. Dave says to pot the music down a bit and your mic up. Well, I don't know. We don't know how to really do this live. Messing around. We don't have anybody on the mixer board. You know what I'm saying? We don't have anybody on the mixer around here. So, I'll do that. There we go. So, what does Dave say? Pot the music down like that. Okay, we'll put the music down to about 30%. Let's do that. So, one of the issues with the audio tracks, okay? So, we talked about it earlier. I have to license the audio tracks that I use, right? I have to license the audio tracks, which means I have to get them from, a site that provides them, which is Artlist. Now, Artlist gives you this, the track is just panned as loud as it could possibly be. It is so freaking loud, and I will tell you this much. When I import audio into my, when I'm editing, and it is late night, I about give myself a freaking heart attack, because as soon as that runs in to start playing the audio, it is up at 9,000 gigawatts of loud, blast my ears off with my headphones on, and so that's probably part of the problem. I probably have to recut those, reprocess those tracks down so they're not super loud. So my apologies for going too loud with the audio there as far as the tunes go. It's very difficult to figure out from here because I don't have any. I can't monitor. And my monitors over here, I have to have them at 0, so I can just barely hear the sound. So, my bad. I love you guys. I don't mean to hurt your earballs. Rumbust with 23.27 Swedish kroner, 100. We hit 100 members today. We're in the triple digits, you guys, and that is amazing. That's just freaking amazing. I don't know what to tell you guys with that. There was a point where we got up to 104, so we got to defeat that at some point in time. And hopefully we get there, but 100 just feels fantastic for a day like today. On the 25th of September, pouring down rain, steam rollers going around out front, and front-end loaders and all that kind of crazy nonsense, jackhammering going on out there. What a wonderful day. Janice Lumberg with a crazy $20 super chat, just blowing up, breaking my chats here. I don't even know what to do when there's $20 super chats. I don't know, people send in those big ones. Like Will M with a $20 super chat. I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do when we start getting these big super chats, because it's like I try to say thank you, and then I feel like I'm just saying thank you, and then people are like, yeah, he said thank you. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening anymore. So, dude, thank you very much, you guys. It's amazing. I'm happy to be at 100 members, and it's lovely. It's lovely. G Bear says, how's the building going at the new studio at Corey's? I don't know. I don't have anything to do with it. I work at Corey's business, and I have not been up there to do any of that stuff. So I don't know. Couldn't tell you anything going on with Corey's house other than he just asked for some advice on a few things, and I gave him some advice on stuff. That's basically it. We need a close-up of that spider. I mean, maybe I'll add a close-up of the spider at some point. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to get too close to him. I don't want to spook him. I don't want to spook that spider. It's a big old wolf spider. Let's see. I think you did a good job for a one-man. I think you do a good job for a one-man show. Thanks, It's Nature, man. I think I'm doing all right, man. I do look forward to the days of maybe having a cohort here on a regular basis that we get to have fun again when the pandemic is over. I hope Alyssa gets to come back and we can do some Alyssa shows again. I hope so. I hope we could do some Alyssa shows again. You know what I'm talking about, hopefully. Dave's Aquarium says the loudness wars are over. We lost. Everything is insanely maxed now. No more dynamic range. There will be no more dynamic range. You're right. Good point. This old radio DJ could mix live for you. Yeah. I mean, I would love to be at that point at some point in time where we actually have somebody running the soundboard, you know. Super excited to hear I'm working in blonde endlers and green snake endlers. Ooh, that is cool, man. You guys know endlers are pretty much my favorite live bearer. I mean, I can't lay a claim that there is another live bearer that I like better than endlers. I think pretty much endlers are, they're pretty much my favorite one. I would say, I think if you get down to it, because there's a big variety of them too. So that does help for sure. Let's see. What do we got? People trying to forget about the spider. I don't know. I don't want part of the UK Aussies from. Also, I don't know the various accents block to block. Oh, I don't know what that is. Let me scroll back up. People being excited about 100. Dude, I got to tell you, that's pretty exciting. It's pretty cool. It does. Yeah, it's kind of a big day. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write it down. 100 today. Wait, where'd my pen go? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. I'm going to write that down. 9/25, 2020, 100. I wrote it down. I wrote it down in Sharpie on something. I probably just ruined something. Nope, it's the back of my sticker. So we're perfect. We're doing good. I don't know what else I was written on here. It was pretty good. Good stuff. All right. Let's see what we got. Let me scroll back up here. What if I don't need ray tracing? Joel G, by the way, nobody really needs ray tracing. It's not something that you need. Ah. Oh yeah, that was us. We were just talking about video card stuff. All right. I'm going to give you guys a stroke of honesty here. I do have to run to the bathroom, so I'm legit going to leave you with some music for a second. What was a good song? We have to celebrate 100 while I'm gone. You guys celebrate 100 while I'm gone. So big. All right, turned it down. I'll be right back. Legit. Legit. Oh man, I gotta make this smaller. This 100 is just way too big. Boom, there we go. It's big though. I like it. I like it a little bit bigger like that. That's fun. Are you guys tuning? All right. That's like the end of the song. Perfect timing, right? Right, my dudes? Yeah, okay, cool. Anyhow, let's say a lot of things fast. Why not? Why not say a lot of things fast? You could normally do that anyhow. But man, I had to, sorry about that. The nature was calling, and man, we had like all these super chats up here and stuff, and everything was going wild. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go to the bathroom, and then I'll come back. Best way to propagate Amazon sword taking over my tank. So Amazon, best way to propagate? I mean, propagation is, you're basically multiplying the plant. You know what I mean? You're going from 1 to 2 to 2 to 4 to 4 to 8, that kind of stuff. So if you're trying to trim it back, and maybe that's what you're kind of getting at, Alex, if you're trying to trim back Amazon sword, generally speaking, I would pull the entire plant out. And it's a big pain in the ass. That's why I don't have Amazon swords. I would pull the whole plant out, trim back a lot of the leaves outside of the tank. Don't try to do this in the tank. Then trim back a lot of the root ball, replant it, and just continue to propagate that center of the plant, or promulgate, or promulgate? No, that's not the right word. Promote the growth of the center of the Amazon sword. That's what I would do. That's what I've done in the past. That's one way to continue growing an Amazon sword, keeping it in your tank and not getting overwhelmed by it taking over the whole entire place. So generally speaking, that would be my best advice. Like I said, big pain in the butt. Going to be a problem. Going to be a little bit irritating to do. One of the reasons I don't have Amazon swords anymore is that there's just a lot of maintenance otherwise, or they outcompete the whole entire tank. And when they outcompete the whole entire tank, that has its own problems, and you start to lose all the other species of plants that you're trying to do, all of the good things that you're trying to do. You know what I mean? So it could definitely be a pain. But as Christine says, if you're trying to propagate it into multiple plants, Amazon swords will send out a spike. You're going to take those spikes and move those and replant them to get them far enough away. And you're going to have to do that. Or you can actually split the plant. You can split the root ball yourself if you want to get multiple plants out of it. It's not really something that I could verbalize on how to do very well without like some, visual displays, which I don't have anything right here to give you a good visual of what's going on. But it basically, you could probably find some tutorial of splitting an Amazon sword, probably on somebody with YouTube video probably has that. At the very least, you could watch them do it and go like, let me suss that out. It's not super difficult, but there's something I'm going to miss, and I'm going to feel bad if you accidentally end up killing your plant because I'm not visualizing for you very well what it needs to do. Excuse me. Who was it? John was saying, I hope you washed your hands. I never wash my hands. Ew, gross. Germs. Ew. Germs are fake. Flat Earth. Woo! Right? Isn't that how that goes? People say don't make fun of flat earthers because they'll get mad. And I'm like, well, it's just silly nonsense. So if silly nonsense people get mad, darn. Isn't that flat earth guy from like Mercer Island, right? Flat earth guy from Mercer Island. I think that dude is from Mercer Island. I think he's from Mercer Island. Mad Mike Hughes wants to prove flat Earth by flying into space. That's not the guy. Is that the guy? No, that guy was a rocket dude. I don't know. There's a guy. I think the Flat Earth guy is from Mercer Island, but there was a local report on him that was like a part of that Netflix documentary, and it was legit this like 45, 50-year-old dude who lived at his mom's house on Mercer Island. And if you know anything about Mercer Island, that's where like rich, privileged people live. Like, there's a guy that lives on Mercer Island that you may or may not have heard of. I don't know. I don't know if you've heard of the guy that lives on Mercer Island, right? I don't know if you've ever heard of that guy, but his name is Billiam Gates. I believe that's how you say it. Billion Gates. McBillionaire Gates man. I think that's how it's pronounced, right? Just gives you an idea that like if you live on Mercer Island, it's like it's a super rich area where Bill Gates lives and a bunch of other billionaires or whatever. So it's like, can you really trust the dude who lives in his mom's basement on Mercer Island? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't think so. And just to give you an idea, like I used to go out to do work on Mercer Island, which literally, and when I say clean the streets, I mean literally clean the streets. No joke. And so let's say this was probably in 2004, I would say, like 2003. I used to drive those big giant street sweepers. It was something that I could do over the graveyard shift, and then I could get off there and go work the day shift. Yeah, I used to work. I work a lot. I still work a lot. But when I would go to Mercer Island, you have to go out there and sweep the streets for them, and they don't let the city do it. They hire companies to do it. And so you'd go out there and you'd be in a giant street sweeper and you'd be driving down the street in the middle of the night, you know, because that's when you go do it. And, you know, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. You're driving a giant street sweeper. You're covered in dirt. You're totally gross and like nasty wearing your uniform or whatever. And you get pulled over by private security guys like to find out why you're there. Why are you here? We have to keep Billiam safe. And I get it. It makes sense to have security. And at the time, I legitimately would be like all offended. It'd be all butthurt, you know? Like, oh, what? Am I some kind of like, am I trying to get a Billiam or something? You know? And the reality is, like, it wouldn't have cost that much for somebody that was trying to do something nefarious, like to get a street sweeper and a uniform and drive the truck around. So realistically, they were in the right to be a little bit paranoid, some weirdo with a street sweeper showing up. But yeah. Yeah, there's a flat earth documentary Netflix. I forget the name of it. Yeah, Behind the Curve. I think that's what it was called. Let me check. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the dude right there. He's in the trailer. What's his name? Mark K. Sargent. This guy. Yeah. Yep, that's him. that's that weird guy. If you've ever seen that Patton Oswalt, the Patton Oswalt sketch or stand-up special where he's talking about like the sadness depression bowls at KFC, and he sings the song of like, you know, happy birthday, I'm 43, I'm living in my mama's basement. Yeah, that's credit to Patton Oswalt. Pretty funny stuff. But anyhow, this documentary is called Behind the Curve, and it is... Oh, it's on Prime. Okay, I guess it's on Amazon, so I guess go check it out on Amazon instead. I don't know. I thought it was on Netflix. But I guess you can check it out on Amazon. Oh, and by the way, I shared this out the other day on my what do you call it? The community tab. And I wanted to throw it out here for the people during the show. My favorite shrimp food, which is by Shirakura, which is a Japanese company. My favorite shrimp food of all time. That's an Amazon link. We are an affiliate, blah, blah, blah. FTC regulation tells me that I have to tell you that if you click on an Amazon link, blah, blah, blah. Did the spider move? Okay, got to tell you guys something. Spider update. Okay, so the spider has moved. We can verify that he was down here. He is now up here. And I will tell you, the big thing about him having moved is that his posture has changed. Before, he was in a defensive kind of position. Now he is clearly offensive position. It looks like he's in attack mode. I don't know. I mean, I've never literally been attacked by any kind of spider except for one of those big frumpy, tarantulas. And this is not a tarantula, so I'm not concerned because it's just a wolf spider, So I'm not that worried, but he's kind of my buddy at this point. I mean, I'm literally taking out the competition for him, because he hangs out in this corner. He, returns to this corner where there's, nothing going on. It's legit. There's just concrete over there and a box full of computer parts. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, Big D Smoke says dude is a Whidbey Island resident. Oh, okay. Okay. Crap. I thought he was from Mercer Island, but I guess he's from Whidbey Island, which is its own special uniqueness in its own right. So I probably pissed off people from Mercer Island saying that he's from there when he's not. He's from Whidbey Island, which is its own weirdness anyhow. Myrtle Singh says, weren't there two spiders? There actually is another spider. It's over there, but it's a little one. It's an innocuous buddy. It's innocuous. I mean, not a big ordeal like this weirdo. What? Okay, he turned around. He's facing the corner again. I think he's plotting. Yeah, either way. Worst thing that could happen is that I die. And if I do die, 100 YouTube members are going to be sad. And I'm just basking in the glow of having hit 100 YouTube members. It's wild. It's wild, dude. I know we did it before, but still, it feels more genuine this time than it did last time. Yeah. Okay. Anyhow, the flat Earth people, it's nonsense. I mean, come on. You're literally just, if you actually do the scientific experiments, it's pretty clear we live on a globe. They just continue to do them wrong and then say that they figured it out. Oh, what was it? I had a good meme regarding that a while ago. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to get it. For you. Let me see here. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to. No, it's stuck on my phone. Nonsense. Either way. Let's see. Suggestions on the best way to get 3 large bristlenose cats out of a planted 180. I lost a spawn on the mag float last night because they ate it in 2 minutes. Oh, Dave is still battling the bristlenose plecos eating the angelfish eggs. I think the easiest way to get bristlenose plecos out is basically a trap. So basically, what I would do when I'm trying to get plecos or something like that will scatter. They're kind of a scatterish type fish where you get a net in there, and then all of a sudden they go zoop, and they go under something like that. So what I'll do is I take a 2-liter bottle, and I cut the bottom, I cut the top off. Well, I guess you don't need to cut the bottom off, but I do. Flip them around and invert them, and then cut an opening in each one. So I normally just take a drill with a hole saw on it and just go and cut a hole in there. And then I just sand the edge so it's not all scraggly, right, and scratchy, because we don't want to scratch our lovely fish. We love our lovely fish, and we don't want to scratch them. So I sand off the edge and then just invert that 2-liter so that there's a hole going in, and then when they go to leave, they can't leave. Put the food in there, leave. In no time, they will be in there, and they won't be able to get out. And even if they are smart enough to get out, you can just put a net on either end, right, when you go to take it out of the tank, and you'll have them trapped. That's kind of the best thing. I do that with shrimp just on a much smaller scale. You just get like a tiny 1-liter. You get like a 1-liter, maybe a half-liter bottle. I did it once with like a Robitussin bottle that I cleaned really good. Or no, not a Robitussin, Pepto-Bismol bottle that I cleaned really good. You know, you're just looking to cut the top of a plastic bottle off, invert it, so you have a hole that goes in, like a lobster trap. There you go, like a crab trap. John McKenzie, you got the thinking hat on there today. It's legit, just like trapping crustaceans. You let them go in, you don't allow them to easily get out. And that's pretty much going to be the best way to go about it. You know, to catch them is just make a little trap, put the food in there. They're hungry. They're going to go for it. They're going to figure out how to get in, and they're probably not going to actively get out because they'll probably still just be in there munching on the food. You know what I mean? Realistically, if you left it in there for a long time, they probably would find their way out eventually, but they're not going to be like aggressively trying to get out because the food will be in there. So they'll be in there eating that food. So as long as you show up within that time frame, you'll be able to get them out of there pretty easily. That's kind of the best way to really trap anything that's super hard to net anyhow, in my opinion. So, kind of deal. Nature Man says I would evict that spider. Well, I don't know. He moved again. He's moving around. He's becoming active. Because check this out. You can't even see him again. You can't even see him now. He's off camera. Oh, I see him walking. He's walking slow. Well, something's going to get attacked. Not me, though. I'm way too big, bro. Worked out. Lifted weights last night. Just getting my weight lifting on. Picking up heavy stuff so in the future I could pick up heavier stuff. Wow. What a goal. Texas Andy, I love the 2-liter fish trap. I used that to catch minnows and tadpoles in the bayou as a child. Yeah, actually, it's a great way to catch pretty much anything out there in the water. I mean, that's a reality. Crabs, whatever, lobsters, crayfish, all that kind of stuff. It all makes it just using your brain thinkings and going that route. Oh, my lordy, we've gotten 2 hours in. It's going to be time for me to wrap it up because I got to go shoot some footage for Tuesday's video. Tuesday's video needs to be finished so that I can upload it early enough and it gets reviewed by Amazon and we don't get in trouble for potential whatever, demonetization. It's not good. But let's roll over here to the viewer activity, which does not seem to be working right now for some reason. I don't know why that tab is not working. Crap. Who became a member today? I guess maybe just somebody tell me who became a member because the viewer activity, it's blank. This normally tells me everybody that super chatted and stuff. Ah, crap. Oh, man. Well, I want to give a shout out to everybody who became a member. It normally have the thing, and it's not here now, and that sucks. And thank you very much for all the super chats It's badass. Believe you me, it all goes back into making more content that you guys can hopefully enjoy, and we just keep moving forward with our project here. Hopefully I help people out with their fish stuff. Let me know if you have fish and plant questions, because we'll be back on Monday. We'll be back on Monday for another live stream and some more edited content Tuesday, and maybe some other edited content whenever that comes out. Who knows? I don't know. I don't really have a schedule at the moment. Let's see what music we got here. Yeah. Uh-oh. We have to go to scene. We have to go back to this one. This one's got different music.